name's Carissa Graham, and for my lesson for Ed 304, I'll be teaching Alaya how to make one of my favorite dishes called Doritos Enchilada Casserole. My mom used to make it for me all the time growing up, especially for like big birthdays and stuff, because I loved it so much. The purpose of this lesson is to teach Alaya how to use her motor skills to make a meal. I felt like this would be in her proximal development because she is becoming more coordinated and her age promotes the ability to learn and to perform what she has learned. According to Piaget's cognitive development stages, Alaya is in the pre-operational stage, which means she is developing memory, which will help her remember what she is being taught. For our lesson, it will be held in the kitchen of my apartment. The physical arrangement will be perfect for our lesson because I have all the supplies that we will need as well as the proper ingredients and the oven that we'll need for making our casserole. The physical climate will be relaxed and comforting because it is in a home and a kitchen that is inviting and open. Together, the zone of proximal development, Alaya should be in a state of cognitive equilibrium. For my lesson, Alaya will use many different domains, such as cognitive domain, since I will be testing her mental skills and to see what she knows before we begin to cook and as we cook. She will also use psychomotor domain as we mix ingredients and her motor skills are challenged. As Alaya and I get to know each other more and she becomes more comfortable with me, her brain will definitely use affective domain. When Alaya first gets here, I'm sure she will be nervous and will experience lots of anxiety. She will be in a completely new place with a stranger and making a dish that she knows nothing about. I'm hoping that we can first talk about things like school, what her favorite subject is, her family, and just stuff to make her feel more comfortable, and that will help with her facilitating anxiety. Because we will be making a new dish, she will face many challenges, which will likely cause debilitating anxiety, but hopefully with my help she can get through it and won't cause too much hindering on her performance. Since the lesson will be videotaped, Alaya may have the fear of having an imaginary audience, and I plan on asking her questions like, what would we do if we were going to give this casserole to someone who just had a baby but the casserole was burned? This will probably cause her to have state anxiety as well as trait anxiety, but I'm hoping that as we talk and get to know each other better, her anxieties will be lightened and she will actually be excited for our lesson. I will ask Alaya some questions so that I can be aware of her schema. I will ask her what her idea of a casserole is, how it's made, and just stuff like that. When talking to Alaya about other types of casseroles that she's tried, I will ask her what she thinks the defining features of a casserole are, as well as the prototype, positive instances, negative instances of a good casserole are. I'm assuming Alaya hasn't necessarily made a casserole before, but I'm sure she has eaten one at least once before. And with that being said, I'm sure she will have misconceptions, overgeneralizations, and undergeneralizations. And I will give lots of cueing to Alaya about what we are making and what the specific casserole consists of. I will ask Alaya what she thinks some defining features and characteristics of a casserole are, as well as things that are sometimes present in casseroles, like Doritos, for instance, for our specific casserole, which are correlational features or characteristics. I'm hoping that by having this conversation with Alaya, that this will influence her affective domain and will really just get her excited about the lesson. I'm also hoping that by talking about these things and what she is capable of, will hopefully help improve her self-efficiency, self-concept, and overall her self-esteem. Since Alaya doesn't know me very well, We only have met once, but I'm guessing that at first her individual physical state will be kind of nervous and maybe even a little bit awkward. But as she gets to know me, she'll open up and have a lot of fun towards the end for sure. And I'm hoping that if I am excited and talkative, I will show a conscious behavior that Alaya will want to emulate, and also contagious behavior, and something that she will want to also, she'll just be in the same mood and mindset as me. I will show her some visualization to get her excited and ready to make the meal. Since we will be making food, I will ask Alaya to use her sensory register and her short and long-term memory to guess what ingredients will be in our casserole, and with this, I will be able to see her intuition about this type of casserole. Once we discuss that, I will show her the ingredients and see if she has any personal theories about how we make the casserole. I will write down the recipe for Alaya in order to avoid failure to store if she, for some reason, wants to make this casserole again, which I hope she does. It is almost expected that when we are talking about other types of casseroles, Alaya will experience some interference because she's trying to pull things from her memory about other types of casseroles that don't necessarily have the same ingredients as this casserole we're going to make. When we first begin the cooking, I will provide Alaya with both expository instruction and direct instruction so that she knows exactly what to do and how to make the casserole. If she's having a hard time with the instruction, I will make accommodations for the recipe, but she will also probably make simulations based on what she already knows about cooking. Since the key thing we will be working on is our motor skills, I will ask Alaya to do most of the mixing and stirring of the ingredients. I will also ask Alaya what other things she has made in the past and ask her to transfer her knowledge from the previous things to this present casserole. For the casserole, there are about 10 ingredients, most of which are canned, and therefore they're super easy to make. I will have Alaya do as much as she feels comfortable with. The casserole should only take about 10 to 15 minutes to prepare and then another 20 minutes to actually cook. So this should be a good amount of time for her age group according to Erik Erikson's psychological stage of industry versus inferiority. My plan for once we finish the casserole is that she can take a pan home, and then we can also make a pan for my roommates to enjoy from Alaya. I feel like this will give Alaya both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation because making the casserole will make her feel good inside, and it will also make her feel good once it's done and ready to eat, to know that she was able to make the meal and she only needed a little bit of help. But I'm really excited for my lesson with Alaya, and I can't wait to see how it turns out. Thanks.